Hi everyone, this is Crafty Decoria. Welcome to my channel if this is the first time you're visiting, and welcome back if you've been here before. So today I will be making a three-tiered tray, and to make this three-tiered tray I will be using the Dollar Tree decor boxes that they carry. So they're these type here with the succulents on them. Now thankfully I'm able to find these still, as well as these other ones that they brought out around Valentine's Day, and they are the exact same size, made the exact same way. I think they're like a press board. The only difference is I'm going to be removing the wooden heart here just to have a flatter surface, but they are the exact same way. So in total I have 11 of these decor boxes. So 6 boxes will make up my bottom. My middle tier will consist of 4 of the boxes, and then the very top will have 1. Now I will be gluing them just as you see them here, and I'll be using my E6000 glue to glue these together. Once I have finished gluing them, with my bottom tier I'm going to add on each side 2 of these one chopper on each side, and these are by Cooking Concepts from the Dollar Tree, and these are going to act as a handle for the bottom tier for when I want to lift the whole piece up to move it around. So let me go ahead, get my E6000 glue and start gluing these together. Next up, I will be painting the inside and the tops of these boxes. I am using the Dollar Tree Acrylique white acrylic paint. Now, if you make this DIY for yourself, you may decide to just skip this step, especially if you're making more of a farmhouse rustic look to this piece. Now, I will be adding some nautical rope to the outside of these different trays or boxes, but for the inside, I just really wanted a nice white clean look, because this way whatever I place in there, if anything spills or anything, it won't soak through to that press board. I can protect the boxes a little bit with this paint. Now I won't be painting the outsides because obviously they're white already. However, I most likely will give a coat or two to the bottom of the boxes. That everything is painted and has dried, I'm ready to glue on my choppers, which will be my handles for the bottom tier or the bottom tray. So what I did was I just took my painter's tape, and it's already marked on the one side. I went to the halfway point and I wrapped it to the back, and then with a temporary marker I just marked that line. Then remove my tape, and now I'm going to apply my E6000 glue to the bottom of that, and then center that to the boxes on each side and glue those down. I'll also probably just take a piece of painter's tape and then hold that in place and let that dry for a few hours. E6000 glue again, I'm going to join the top and the middle tier, and in doing that I will take my Dollar Tree ceramic candle holder and I will glue the top of the candle holder to the bottom of the top tier, which is my one single box, and then the bottom of that same candle holder to the top of the second tier. So what I did was I took my single box, flipped it over, and took the top of that candle holder and centered it as best I could to the bottom of that box. Then I traced it, so this way I know exactly where I need to place my candle holder when it's time to glue it down. Once that's glued together, I will take the whole thing and flip it over. Now I already took the candle holder and centered it on the top of that middle tier of those boxes, and then I just took my painter's tape and marked off the edges of the bottom of the candle holder, again, so that when I go to glue that down, I know exactly where it needs to go. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that together, and then we'll move on to the next step. Right now I have the top tier and the middle tier. They're turned upside down because now I'm going to glue on the cabinet shelf, I believe it's called, onto the bottom of the middle tier. So what I did was I just centered it again and then took a pencil and then I drew where the lines of the shelf are, and I'm just gonna apply my E6000 glue on those lines, and then this way again I will just place the shelf down. I'll probably tape it down so it stays in place, and then I will let that dry. Just about to the end, but I want to explain to you why I call it my 1, 2, or 3 tiered tray. And you can see this one here, I can use it on its own just as it is. I can pick it up from the handles and it makes a nice rectangular tray. If I wanted to just use the middle piece, now before I show you that, I'm just going to show you here. I did apply my E6000 glue, but I also went over it with some hot glue just to really make sure that this is on here and it's not going anywhere. So it's nice and secure on there with both glue. So now if you wanted to use this piece, you could use it as a 2-tiered tray. Now this one I really love because if I'm placing this on a buffet and I'm adding little desserts or something inside of the boxes, I can always underneath keep my paper plates, my napkins, my forks and spoons, and it's really saving the space on the table, which is really nice. Another thing, you could also add a really pretty floral arrangement if you were keeping this in the center of a table, and I think it would just look beautiful. Now, to make the 3-tiered tray, very simple. I just pick this up, I turn it, and the cabinet shelf fits perfectly into the bottom tray. And I mean perfectly. Each leg fits nicely into each corner as if it was meant to be there. And so this is very strong and secure, and it's not going to go anywhere. If you wanted to keep this as a 3-tiered tray, you could definitely glue those in, but being that it fits so nice, like I said, it's not going to move anywhere, and at least by doing it this way and not gluing it down, you have the ability to use this in more ways than one. Well, I absolutely love this in white. I almost was going to skip my last step and just keep it in white. I was thinking it would even look really nice if I stenciled farmhouse, farm fresh, milk, eggs, you know, farmhouse stuff like that, all around the outside of each tier. I think it would look really nice in black, and that white and black would just look really sharp. But my original vision for this was to glue the nautical rope around the outside of every tier. So that's what I'm going to do. Once I have finished doing that, I will dress it all up and show you what it looks like all put together. As I was gluing the nautical rope, I just decided to do 2 rows and then leave the rest white. I really like how the white looks, so I didn't want to cover it up completely. But the great thing about using the nautical rope as well is that when I went over my choppers, which are my handles, it just added an extra strength or extra bonding to the choppers to stay adhered to the bottom tray. As well, it's nice that I didn't have to cover up the numbers at the bottom because I think that gives it a really nice touch as well. Guys, well, here is my 3-tiered tray, and I know I've gotten a little bit ahead of myself with how I've dressed this up, but the whole reason of me making this 3-tier tray is because I did want something to go at my hot cocoa station for the fall and winter months. And so I didn't have any fall stuff, being that that will be the next season coming up. So I did have this gingerbread canister as well as the Merriam Bright glass canisters from the Dollar Tree on hand. So I just decided to set it up this way. Now with the trays, you can see that I did not completely cover the sides with the nautical rope. I wanted to leave some of the white coming out because it just looks so bright and I didn't want to cover that up. So I did add a little bit of the nautical rope, 2 rows, and then I left the rest white. Now, another neat thing about these trays is that you can definitely change this up seasonally with the decor that you place inside. But another way to decorate these trays is by using the Dollar Tree beverage napkins, or beverage napkins from anywhere really. But being that this is a Dollar Tree DIY, then that is what I placed inside. And they fit almost perfectly. There's just a little bit of room around the napkins, but look how neat that looks. And with all the different seasonal napkins that they come out with, you can really have a lot of fun in decorating these trays. Now, the one thing I probably will do that I didn't do is I might just add a little bit of gloss, either Mod Podge, the glossy finish, to the inside and the tops of the boxes, just to give it a little bit more of protection. I mean, I did do that with the paint, but it is a very matte finish. And I figured if it was something a little bit more glossier, then if anything does spill, it'll just be easier to clean it up. It's going to protect it a lot better. So I probably will do that. But if this is something that you like, then maybe keep that in mind when you're painting it. After you've painted it, you might just want to give it either a clear coat or the Mod Podge glossy finish. Well, I am so happy with how this turned out. You can see on the top I have my canister which houses my hot cocoa. On the second or middle shelf I have my glass canisters which I'll place my caramels, my chocolates, my crushed candy cane, stuff like that, sprinkles in those containers. And then on the bottom I just have my Dollar Tree mugs, which are these ones here, which I absolutely love because they are larger size and they are glass, and I just love drinking out of them. And so I fit 6 perfectly on the bottom. So whether I use this with 3 tiers or whether I use the bottom tray on its own or I use the 2 tiers, there's just really so many different ways that I can use it and so many ways that I can decorate this piece, whether I'm using it on a buffet or I'm just using it simply for decor. Changing it out seasonally is going to be so much fun. Well guys, that will do it for this DIY. I really hope that you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share the video if you can. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I really hope you do. As always guys, you take care of yourselves and I hope to catch you in my next video. Bye-bye.